Hey guys, Michael here. Wow, it is 6:30 in the morning. I have just gotten back from the Born of the Gods pre-release, and wow, that was fun. So fun. It it was the very first event I've ever been to, and it was definitely the very first sealed event. I guess that would be the other way around. It was the first sealed event I went to, but on top of that, it was just the first event I went to overall. Now, I'm very tired. I've been playing Magic since 12:30 in the morning, so my brain's a little fried, so apologize if I'm a little bit woozy. But I just wanted to make this quick little sort of update video on how the Born of Gods pre-release went. I went 3-3, which I know to many of you is pretty bad. I didn't get any prizes, but considering I have never played a sealed tournament before, on top of not ever going to an event period, I thought I did pretty well, and I made a very, very fun deck. I think it was a Boros aggro deck, and some of the people there complimented me on my deck, which was very, very flattering considering I know nothing about sealed. I only know the basics. You know, like flying's good, heroic guys are actually really good and limited, things like that. So I went with that, and I had a fair amount of red and white playables, and some multiples of those. So I decided to go with that, and in a lot of games it did work out. I think if I wasn't so nervous and I thought a little bit more slowly, we only had 40 minutes per round because we had so many people and we were running a little bit behind. But I think if I spent more time just thinking about turns and stuff like that, I think I probably could have got top 8. But, I mean, there was like 40 some people there, and I was definitely in the top 15, so I'm happy. Can't go wrong with that. Not bad for a first event, and I'm definitely looking forward to going to future FNM, so I'll definitely update you guys on those. I also wanted to make this quick video to show you guys the pulls that I got. Didn't get many good money pulls, neither in Theros or Born of the Gods, but we did sort of get, I think we almost earned back what I paid for entering the event. But on top of that, we still just got to play with new cards. It was a very fun time. Everyone was extremely friendly. I was surprised on how many games I won. So overall, a very great night, and so let's get to the rares and the mythics that I got. So we'll start with the Theros stuff. Theros, can't go wrong with Scryland. Lands are always useful in decks if it can focus. We got the Orzhov. Alright, it's not going to focus, but we got Temple of Silence. The Orzhov Scryland. Can't go wrong with that. I'm happy about that. That's about $4 or $5 right there. Then we got Nylea, God of the Hunt. I didn't have enough green to make her playable. Even splashing it wouldn't really do much for me. But, you know, $6, $7 card, I'm happy with that. Then we got one whip. Again, I had 2 gray merchants in my black, but I just didn't have enough black permanents to make use out of him. But you know, a few dollars. Then we got Satyr Fire Dancer. These are the Born of the Gods stuff now. So this guy, not great in limited just because of the lack of good instant and sorcery spells there, and I had no lightning strikes. I had nothing of that sort. So he didn't really fit in my deck, and I had nothing to sort of make him work well. So didn't play him. But you know, he's a few dollars, I believe. So still doing well. Anything above like $3, I'm happy with. So then we got this isn't really a rare or anything, but this is Springleaf Drum. This is a card that I want to work with. So I'm glad I got a copy of that to work with those inspired guys. So lastly, this card, well not lastly, there's one more after this, Eidolon of Countless Battle. He's not worth much, but man, he definitely did extremely well in my deck, and he can make things very, very large. For only 4 mana Bestow, I had creatures getting, you know, +4, +5, because of how many creatures and auras I had on the field. So it really works well. I'm really actually looking forward to getting more copies of this guy, because I think I can make a really, really sweet deck with him and cards like Ethereal Armor. Yeah. Just looking at all these Born of the God cards, I am already starting to brew in my head. So very, very fun. So the last rare that I got was Oracle of Bones. So this was a card that, again, isn't great in Limited for the lack of instants and sorcery spells that actually do stuff. But again, it's another card that I'm definitely looking forward to building. It'll go great in a mono red devotion deck or a red black Minotaur deck. Minotaur Shaman, can't go wrong with that, and being able to play Mizium Orders or something like that for free is absolutely amazing. And now I'm not sure how Overload works with this. Now, I don't know if you can cast Overloaded Mizium Orders for free, because that would be insane if you could. But it's also Tribute, so one of those things. I rarely had this guy paid Tribute because in Limited there isn't many instants and sorcery spells that I can cast anyway, so everyone just called my bluff and didn't bother paying the Tribute. But, you know, 3-1 haste, you know, it's still haste, it's still extra damage in my deck, so decided to play it, and if the off chance they do bestow it, you know, it's a lot of damage to their face. So yeah, those are the rares I got. You know, not amazing. In total, I got about probably $10-15 worth of rares, so over half of what I paid for to enter the event, but I'm still happy. It was a good experience. Overall, I really loved it. Just to go a quick overview of what my deck actually looked like. So, I had a lot of creatures, a lot of heroic creatures. Now, I had things like Favorite Hoplite, and I had 2 copies of a Crowan Skyguard, which is pretty much a lesser costing Wingsteed Rider. So 1/1 for 2, flying and heroic, does the same thing as Wingsteed Rider, but just for less. And I also have I have 2 copies of those, and I have a copy of Wingsteed Rider. I got 2 copies of these guys, which actually was extremely good in Limited, I found. It's a 3/3 for 5, but the Tribute is extremely effective, especially with my deck. If I can get that early damage out, then they're more tempted to pay the Tribute, which makes them a 5/5, which is extremely fine with me. Then we're running quite a few activators, stuff like this, Rise to the Challenge, just instant speed activators, pumps, works really well with the heroic. And we also have just a lot of good solid damage. And we also pulled an Ordeal of Purphoros, which actually worked really well. That got some of my guys extremely large. And this guy was pretty fun too. Got to bestow him once. Ghostblade Eidolon gives my guy +1/+1 a double strike. Bestowed one of my what are they called? Farragex Giants, and made him into 6/6 with double strike. So that was fun. Otherwise, we didn't play too many other things. We have 1 copy of a Crowan Hoplite that I pulled from the Theros, but he worked actually pretty well because of the amount of threats we were able to play, so he got to like a 4 or a 5/2, which was pretty nice. And we got a copy of Phalanx Leader, which actually is really nice to help all of our guys pump up. And this card actually worked out really well in Limited because of the lack of removal. This card was able to not only get heroic triggers off, but it works as a blood. If you're familiar with that card in, I think, Return to Ravnica or Gatecrash, the red-green card that does damage equal to your creature power to another target creature. It doesn't do it to player, unlike Blood, but it does still allow me to get a pretty good source of removal, so I can use it on a 3/3 and act as a lightning strike pretty much and remove some of their guys. So overall, it works really well, and it's instant speed, so I can cast it in middle of combat for a heroic trigger, pumping my guy up, plus taking out one of their threats. Just overall, a really, really fun time. And we had some removal, we had some exile enchantments and stuff, just because, you know, Born of the Gods is introducing a lot more enchantments, and it did work out in our favor. But, you know, my deck did not do well against some of the larger decks, and the ones that were able to stabilize, I just couldn't get behind. But, I mean, it's the same with any aggro deck. But overall, extremely fun. I think I built actually a pretty solid deck for my first time playing in the Sealed. So, I'm really happy overall. My friends got way better pulls than me. One of my friends got a Kiora plus a Hero's Downfall. My other friend got a Bremiz, which is the card I want. You know, it's $30 right there. Just that card by himself, he pulled it off. Plus I believe he pulled a Hero's Downfall as well. So yeah, and my friend's girlfriend got 2 copies of Spirit of the Labyrinth. So that card I think will go up in value for Legacy and stuff like that anyways, so still good value card, I think, right there. I'm not quite sure how much it is now. I don't think it's worth too much now, but I believe it's going to go up in value. Even playing it as a, in White Weenie, playing it against Blue-White Control is going to be, I think, really, really strong because it's out of range of Last Breath. It's a 2-drop for a 3/1, and it prevents them from Sphinx's Revelationing for more than one card. I'm just going to check the price here quickly. I believe it's called Spirit of the Labyrinth. Yeah, Spirit of the Labyrinth. Yeah, it's $6. So she has 2 of those. So yeah, everyone got better pulls than me, but I think I built a better deck than them. I really like my deck. It was very fun to play, and yeah, just overall a really fun time. For those of you who are on the fence about going to the pre-release this weekend, if you haven't already, highly suggest it. Recommend it. Even if you've never gone to an event before like I did, definitely worthwhile experience, and you get early cards, so can't go wrong with that. But yeah, and if you didn't know, I went with White, Destined to Lead. I was hoping to get Brimaz or something like that, but it didn't really happen. But I still got to play White. Still was a really fun time, and definitely I'm looking forward to going to the Journey into Nyx pre-release when it comes out. So yeah, just wanted to give you this very late 7 in the morning update, and I will definitely try and be out with some more content in the future. And I'll definitely start brewing with more of the God stuff, because I got so much after playing with the cards. I've got so many ideas running through my head. It's going to be hard to sleep tonight. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.